Hi guys, in this video, I'm going to be discussing with you some of the recent Ascension symptoms and updates that I feel that are relevant to share. Now, I know it's been a little while since I've brought a video to you guys, but as you know, sometimes you just have to wait for this creative energy to channel through. I don't just do videos for the sake of it, there'll often be important messages that I want to share or that I feel are going to help and uplift people. So, one of the first ones I want to touch on that I'm feeling is quite significant at the moment. And again, anything I mention, like if you feel it's relating, or maybe you don't relate, or you're having other things happen, like please feel free to share because I would love to hear of all of you because I know like this platform allows us to connect with people all over the world, which I just think is incredible. So I'd love to hear from you all. Now, one thing for me that I'm finding is the physical appearance. I feel for a lot of us, especially myself, physical appearance, like as a woman, we don't really have muscly bodies or anything. No, that's more men. So when I say this, I'm trying not to laugh when I'm telling you guys. So I've noticed, I'm noticing my veins more. Like me personally, to anyone else, they wouldn't, because they're not bulging veins of a muscly person, of course not. But for me, I'm noticing my veins more. I feel that they feel more prominent to how they have done in the past. It's almost like I have a new layer of skin and I'm noticing these things, I'm seeing my veins and the color of them looks stronger and healthier than ever. And I'm like, wow. And sometimes you touch over them and you can feel a tiny bit, and it's really fascinating me. And before I never noticed that, so I feel that is definitely a symptom and a sign of my body changing and upgrading. My skin is so healthy and glowing, and it just feels amazing now, especially with this sun that's been out at the moment. Obviously, sun, I always say to people, is medicine. It's healing. It's helping you upgrade. Obviously, everything in moderation. If you're sensitive to the sun, I'm not saying go out there and harm yourself. No, but we do need sun, just like we need water. Just like sometimes we need darkness. All these things are necessary. Now, there's a lot of information out there at the moment on how the earth is changing and the sun, the weather, there's a lot out there, but I'm not going to talk about that too much in this video. Just know the simples and the basics, because often online sometimes I try and keep it a little more simple because, certain things I think a lot of us can go inwards to get our answers, and, I feel like you will know what is meant for you, what information is meant for you, what resonates and what doesn't. But yeah, skin, if you notice your skin looking healthier or more glowing or changes within your skin. Also, eating habits have 100% changed. I can no longer eat any kind of processed or junk food. I've even actually got into a routine that's working for me, and with the foods that are more working for me, even though I know I still think I'm going to have changes within that, but especially this time of year, eating less, eating fresher foods, as always. But yeah, the junk or takeaways, anything like that hasn't been the case for months. And I've also noticed as well, the more you don't surround yourself with toxic or draining people, the less you feel the need to reach for those type of foods, because energetically, sometimes when we're in situations or around people aren't for our highest good, whether we're consciously aware of that at the time or not, that can be draining our energy, which can then make our energy dip, and then we get these dips in our energy, and it's oh my god, I need something to eat, or I need some sugar, or I need something to lift my energy back up. And you're thinking, hold on, I haven't really done anything physical. Where's that change? Where's that sudden need for it come from? And that's because on an energetic level, your energy's been drained, which then in the physical creates that imbalance where you feel the urge to reach for something unhealthy or sugary, or that quick fix to try and get your energy back up. So be really mindful if you notice patterns of that, or when those kind of cravings or that rush comes over you. What situation were you just in, or what had just been happening, or emotionally? or spiritually or energetically, really pay attention to that. But yeah, eating habits have changed. And I think that's another thing that then affects like your skin and your well-being, because you're eating so much better and fresher and purer that it's like your body is then adapted to that. And I feel like for then the level of consciousness you have and awareness around what you're eating. And when I say this, it's not like, I never tell people what they should or shouldn't eat, but just know generally, like the fresher and more organic you eat, the better. Yes, some of us will need proteins, and that may come in the form of meat, some may not. Everyone's views are different. We're not here to get into the egotistical, what's better, what's not. Everyone will know their body and what works for them. I'm never here to tell people, what they should or shouldn't have. That's a personal choice that comes from within for each individual. But yeah, food changes I've noticed, and I feel like if a lot of people haven't made those changes, maybe up until this point, you may either feel like you just have to, or you may struggle going forwards a bit with that. But I feel like once those changes are made, you can't go back. It's like me now, knowing everything I know and how much progress I've made, it's like, well, I couldn't go back to eating crap. And even if mentally my mind allowed me to, physically my body wouldn't allow me to. And not saying I would ever eat. I think generally I've always eaten quite well, but sometimes it would just be, we all have it from time to time where we'd go for a few things we shouldn't have. But yeah, my body won't allow it now. So it's crazy, isn't it? And I also believe as well, a lot of us will have this dormant, even get the word out, Laura, DNA coming through at this time as well, that will be reawakened. And I think the sun will also be helping and upgrading with that. Again, tying into that, I feel like a lot of people may experience too thoughts or memories or even feelings that may come up out of the blue. Now, I believe this ties in with our past lives, and what we may have done in a past life will be coming to help us now. I will give you an example. Myself. Obviously, in a past life, I've obviously done healing or medicine work. Maybe that was through a doctor or like a medicine woman, for example. So in this lifetime, over the last few years, it's come on more strongly, but even more so, in the last year or so. And it's like, I wasn't brought up necessarily with like home remedies or how I can use nature to help heal myself or believing in miracles. It was very much more, okay, if you've got a problem, let's physically treat it or take you to a doctor or whatever, right? So I know if I look at it like that logically, for those with the logical mind, it wasn't instilled in me from a childhood sense. So, and even in adult life, if I had an issue, I would never think on a deeper level like, oh, this is what's going on, or oh, if I try a natural remedy, it'd help. Like I say, it's been the last couple of years this has been coming in to my subconscious, and this is what I'm using myself as the example, and then see if this relates. So when I'm getting these thoughts, memories, or feelings that I know I can heal something, or I know there's an emotional connection to this, or every part in the body relates to something else that has manifested. I know certain herbs or Mother Earth has created this for us. Oh, we could heal this. I believe in miracles. Like I can place my hands above and this shall take away the pain. And like the holistic approach, yeah? So that coming through to me is memories obviously that are coming through because I know they're possible because I've obviously done them before. And then when I looked up like my past life numbers, it 100% made sense that that's what I've done in previous lifetimes, is healing on all different levels. So I'm like, oh my God, wow. And again, no coincidence that it's coming in this last couple of years and more strongly the last year or so, because this is when, and I say this for many of us, we will be getting these downloads or thoughts or visions or memories or just knowings. If it's our calling, it's going to keep calling us. And because that's the role we're going to step into. And those gifts or skills that we've had and learned in previous lives are going to be coming back to us to help us in our present one. So I've given the example of healing, but for you, it could be something different. you know that there's endless possibilities of what your gifts, your talents, your skills, your interests, your hobbies may be, but they're going to have a place and they're going to have a calling for you. So really pay attention to those feelings, because like I say, it's your calling. It's going to keep calling you. You'll be drawn back to it time and time again. So really pay attention, because I feel like for many of us, tying in with these upgrades and changes, it will be the past life part that's also coming back into play. And you, like you say, in your previous life, you may never have had an interest in that or be drawn to that, but for some reason it'll be coming back up. Like I say, it might have been happening over the last year or 2-3 years for you, or it might just be coming in more recently. But that's one thing I feel for a lot of people that's going to be really relevant. And just remember with yourselves as well, guys, that if you get as well these feelings of like dizziness that come on out of nowhere, or sudden like ringing or changing of frequencies in your ear that can be quite strong, and you think, I've not done anything differently, I've drank all my water. Again, remember, because you're sensitive beings, that you're picking up on energy shifts and changes that are taking place on an energetic level. So don't be alarmed, don't panic, don't worry. Just remember to ground yourself, just to be present, take it in, and drink lots of fresh water. And when you feel that come over you, even if you just have to sit down for a minute, just take a couple of minutes just to be. And also my message as well, just to share with you, that keep doing your work, keep working on yourselves. And just remember though, by healing one helps healing all. So don't ever underestimate the work that you're doing. Thank you for listening. Thank you to everyone that likes, comments, and subscribes.